Alright, so we got the moon in Aries at the moment. And we're going to be basically in the process of feeling the need to react strongly, directly, independently towards our loved ones, things that we care about, and areas where we are emotionally connected towards too. So this is a square, this is a learning process. So you're going to be learning about your reactions and your actions towards this point. So this is going to basically be dealing with cardinal energy, cardinal water, cardinal fire. So this is a new spark. It's a new way of connecting and a new way of feeling about things. So you're gonna basically have a whole different emotional stance on things on this perspective too. Feel me? And we're gonna be placed in situations of going through that process with this for a few days. Then we're gonna get our way into the moon and Taurus, the over exaltation, and of course in the moon getting Gemini, this is sharing ideas about what we value. And we're gonna basically be placed in situations that deal with a new moon in Cancer. So it's kind of like a process. So with this area right here, we're gonna be basically dealing with the transits in the sky, areas where you can pretty much harness and utilize for your perfection. Now, if you got Mercury sextile Jupiter, you know Mercury is in Gemini right now, and Jupiter is in Aries, so you're gonna have opportunities to be adaptable. You're gonna have opportunities to share ideas, share intellects, and share visions with a person, place, a thing. And of course, you need to look at the bigger picture on expanding these things. Venus trine Pluto. If you got Venus in Taurus, you got Pluto and that cusp with dealing with Capricorn and Aquarius. So you're gonna have one, the gift to put time and patience towards valuing what you truly overindulge in. And of course, you're gonna have power. You're gonna have the power and control to build on that, but make it a reputation and status. So we got the basically when that Sun square Jupiter right now. So this is learning how to emotionally see and express how you feel about your experiences during the sun. So this is a learning process. This is going to bring conflict towards the Sun in Cancer and Jupiter being in Aries. So you're going to be placed in situations of learning how to emotionally be direct and passionate towards your experiences and your passions. So you're going to also have Sun trine Saturn right now. So you're going to be placed in situations of having the gift to shine light on your responsibilities, duties, and obligations. Sun square Neptune. This is learning how to shine light on areas where you need to learn about your dreams, imaginations. Also, that's going to be a trine because the Sun not in Gemini anymore. We also got the Moon sextile Mercury. So you're going to have reactions to opportunity. You're going to have opportunities to react emotionally towards an idea. If that means you got to water that seed, that mind, that idea, add emotion towards it. Don't be too dry with it. Moon conjunct Jupiter, you're gonna have extreme experiences towards things that you want to expand on. You're also gonna have Moon conjunct Chiron, so you're gonna have extreme experiences of mistakes, trauma, or past mistakes that you dealt with previously. You're gonna have Venus square Saturn. This is basically learning how to put time and patience towards learning about your past associations or past things that you are associated yourself with. So it's time to put, care and energy. Yeah, so we got Venus square Saturn. So Venus is in Taurus, Saturn is in Aquarius, also retrograde. So this is you're gonna be dealing with conflict of what you valued previously when it comes to what you associated yourself with, good or bad. Also, you got Venus in Taurus, sextile and Neptune. So this is basically opportunities to put time, patience, and building a spiritual bond towards dreams, imaginations, fantasies, and illusions. You also got Neptune, which is in Pisces, sextile and Pluto, which is in Capricorn. So you're going to have opportunities to dream about power and control. You're going to have opportunities to take power and control of your dreams, imaginations, and fantasies and illusions. You also got the Moon conjuncting Mars right now. So with the Moon conjuncting Mars, this is being emotionally strong towards your intent, willpower, passion, motivations, and alternatives. Mars conjunct Chiron right now. So with the Mars conjuncted Chiron at the moment, this is extreme impulsiveness, which can basically make mistakes happen. So you can be very aggressive, not beating around the bush. You can pretty much fall off a cliff during this time. So try not to pretty much do too much of that. Use a little bit of that Libra energy to weigh the scales before you jump off the bridge, because somebody may basically set you up on this. This is how people get set up and killed too. So be aware of that shit. Now, if you got Aries in your first house, you're gonna this is sparking a new light, a new way, and a new vision towards your personality, and also dealing with trauma during this time. Feel me? With trauma, you can use trauma to actually burn through anything that you're dealing with personally, or whatever you personally got going on. Second house in now Aries, you're gonna be placed in situations of sparking a new light towards things you value, feeling and seeing about a new way about your valuing systems, or the things that you are trying to build towards to, or dealing with trauma when it comes to the things you value. Now you can utilize value and whatever you value to pretty much, block out all that trauma and all those mistakes. So you also got this in your third. If you got this in your third house, this is pretty much you have to have opportunities to pretty much come up with a new way of feeling and seeing about your environment, your surroundings, your friends, and the way you think and communicate about things, but also dealing with trauma when it comes to your mind, your intellect, or dealing with trauma, dealing with your feelings, emotions, or your surroundings, or your environment. Fourth house, you're going to be basically coming up with a new way of basically sparking a new light and a new vision towards your home, family, privacy, or dealing with trauma when it comes to home, family, and privacy. Fifth house is basically a new way to sparking a new light towards your creativity, your talents, your gifts, your expressions, and your ego, and your self-entitlement, or dealing with trauma when it comes to your way of expressing your ego and your creativity and talent. Sixth house, just come up with a new way of feeling and seeing about your visions and your goals towards being adaptable and changeable towards work, health, and routine, or dealing with trauma when it comes to work, health, and routine. Now, if you got Aries in your seventh house, this is opposites right here. So you're going to be basically dealing with some opposing energies. This is coming up with a new way of feeling and seeing about obstacles, oppositions, and ways of relating towards obstacles or oppositions, or dealing with trauma when it comes to your relationships and your way of relating. Eighth house, this is pretty much a new way of feeling and seeing about your desires, your passions, or what you pretty much do in the dark, or what you got hidden, or dealing with trauma when it comes to your sex, sexuality, your sexual preferences, or things that you're in the dark about. Ninth house, this is pretty much coming up with a new way of basically sparking a vision, a light, expression, a creativity when it comes to your moralities, your dreams, imaginations, and also experiences, and also trauma, dealing with your experiences, long distance travels, or morality, or what you believe in during this time. It's highly important to believe in yourself. Remember, ain't nobody coming back down here to save you but yourself. Also, if you got this in your 10th house, you're going to be placed in situations of overindulging and learning about your status, your career, your reputation, or coming up with a new way of sparking this up, or dealing with the status and reputation of trauma or mistakes during this time. So be aware of that too. And also, Aries kind of like is exalted in this house, so you may basically go to the extreme. So try not to pretty much do too much of that. You are Cancer ascendant, so your status and reputation during this time. You want to you want to make sure you're reacting and responding towards your status and reputation, and not utilizing your opposite sign, which is going to basically be your fourth house, home, family, and shit. Try not to pretty much do too much of that, because that could pretty much tarnish your reputation, good or bad. But it's also a gift and a curse towards your opposition, your opposite houses and shit like that too. So yeah, be aware of that. Also, 11th house, you're gonna be placed in situations that pretty much coming up with a new spark, a new imagination, a new expression when it comes to your friends, associations, groups, or religious groups, or spiritual groups and shit like that, or humanitarian nature. So you're gonna come up with a new way of sparking these things, or attracting these things, good or bad. And also, you could be basically dealing with trauma, dealing with home, friends, association, or whatever you are connected to on a day-to-day basis. And last but not least, if you got this in your 12th house, you're going to be placed in situations of sensitivity, vulnerability, or a new way of feeling and seeing about your dreams, imaginations, or attracting this in your dreams, or dealing with trauma or hurt in your dreams and shit like that. So yeah, be aware of that. And that's going to pretty much be the energies for these next few days until the moon makes its way towards another constellation. So during this time, you pretty much need to be coming up with a new way of reacting and responding towards things, and of course caring about these things, loving these things, nurturing these things, and things at that perspective. That's gonna be the learning process. You're gonna be learning how to do these things when it comes to your actions and reactions on things. So whatever you react to is pretty much what you are gonna be nurturing during this time.